one. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Yusei D-Wheeler here, and today we are finally going to dive in to Lostbelt Chapter 3. And as of this recording, it is Thanksgiving though. Well, I just got back from my Thanksgiving dinner. I ate a lot of food, had fun with family and whatnot. And here we are, Lostbelt 3 is finally here. I know a lot of people already just beat the story, like as soon as I woke up, I'm like, wow, damn. But for those of you who know, I did not stream the prologue chapter because, well, excuse me. It was during a time when I was just completely busy with work, though. And so basically, the summary is what happened. We found the Wandering Sea. We were met up by someone from the Atlas Institute named Sion, and she basically constructed, she and the new Captain Nemo, I believe, was, they constructed us a new Chaldea base, though, for us to actually resume operation like we would do in Chaldea. But little did everyone know, though, Koyanskaya snuck in, tried to poison us. Basically, she made a cake and left it for me, or us, the master. And basically, Goredolf had half of it, and so did we, and then we both got half poisoned, though, pretty much, I'd say. Only Goredolf has only 10 days to live, and we are technically fine, but we're still technically poisoned, though, so we're off to this new Lostbelt in order to find an antidote. Once again. Yeah, so not looking good. But here we are. We are going to get started in the prologue chapter. Well, I meant that thing was the intro chapter. This is the prologue for the actual Lostbelt. So here we go. Let us get started. And I'm gonna be going into from like chapters, sections 1 through 5 after this intro, hopefully, because I'm ready to go. And then I'm gonna try to be doing this whenever Hana jumps in too, though, because I want to try something, though, you know? Alright. Emerging from Lost Distance Zero Sail now. Whoa, we nailed the positioning! I could see the super cell surrounding this Lostbelt 1,000 meters straight ahead. Foe! All hands to starboard, foe! I don't know what I'm talking about, foe, I just want to say something useful. Oh. Impressive. Even if this precision is only possible when embarking from the Wandering Sea, it is quite something to behold. What's more, Miss Sion tells me that we can expect this level of precision anywhere except the North and South Poles. Unfortunately, we may have been a little too precise. At this distance, our only choice is to head straight into the storm wall immediately. Mr. Goredolf, how are you? Yeah, Goredolf is still poisoned. It would seem his fear of the poison has more or less overwhelmed him. He will not be of much use for the time being. How about you, Mr. Yusaku? Are you ready for this next phase? Yes, I think so. Good. Miss Sion was kind enough to make some significant improvements to your mystic code. It should be a good deal more useful both in keeping you alive and in aiding your performance as a master. I'll explain once more once we arrive in the Lostbelt. But, yes, Miss Kyrielite, is there something the matter?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm good to go as well. I did feel the same warmth during that last Zero Sail as I did in Scandinavia, but... Okay, guys, that's enough. Ready or not, we are embarking on another Zero Sail. We don't want to burn the board as fuel unless we really have to, so I'm going to take advantage of the inertia we got by launching from the Wandering Sea. We'll be emerging inside the Lostbelt without anything to guide us, just like we did in Scandinavia. Oh? Well, what's this now? Good news, Gordy. It looks like Koyanskaya is inside the Chinese Lostbelt, too.
She is? Are you sure about that, Da Vinci?
Yep. I got a pretty solid sample of her data yesterday, so there's no mistaking it. Now we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only will this greatly improve our odds of emerging from void space, we can also ask her about the antidote once we capture her. But yeah, set the anchor point from hypothetical living human to Koyanskaya.
Got it. But man, as if I didn't have my hands full with driving this thing. Damn it! Just when I could have used the old man's help. So Koyanskaya's in the Chinese Lostbelt too. I wonder if she really has a gun. So, Koyanskaya's in the Chinese Lostbelt too. Very well then. In light of this new information, I believe a new course of action is in order. We should cancel our search for the Xianshan Mingmai in favor of capturing Koyanskaya. That would be as much sure way of neutralizing the poison Goredolf and Yusaku consumed. And it would be one less threat to our future endeavors. But will it be that easy, though? As for the Crypta and the Tree of Emptiness, our goals there would remain unchanged. We find and restrain the former, and cut down the latter. Would that be acceptable? Would that be acceptable to you, Director?
Yes, of course. That sounds great. Indeed, this is no time to be trembling in fright. No more Mr. Nice Guy, Tamamovich Koyanskaya. The next time we meet, I'll see you pay for everything you've done.
Foe, foe! Never stick your genitals in crazy foe!
Hey now, don't get ahead of yourself, Gordy. We still have to capture her first, remember? And even if we succeed at that, it won't amount to anything if we can't make her tell us where to find her, how to make the antidote. Understood. I will hold back. However, I will not show her mercy. We should at least berate her, right after capturing her. It is best if we beat this villain so that she can never again stand up or engage in any evil schemes. China is my home. Lostbelt or not, its air and land should remain the same. As such, I should have no trouble defeating this demon. Thank you, Neza. It's great to have your help.
Alright, we're now only 400 meters away from the storm wall. Do it, Da Vinci!
Expanding logic formula on Shadow Border's external armor. Removing existence verification for reality space. Future prediction, hypothetically prove mirror world plane in 20 seconds. Relaxing space-time friction decompression for 0.4 seconds. All systems are green. The void space sea observations remain locked at previous results. Shadow Border untethered from reality. Void space-time zero sail unfurl once again.
And here we go. Lostbelt number 3, baby. The synchronized intellect of nation Sin. The Crimson Beauty under the moon. Goredolf, you simp, you brought this upon yourself. Oof. I know, right? What's up, World War? Did you celebrate a Thanksgiving? If so, happy Thanksgiving. Ooh, I like this map. Seeding point. Okay, we got sabers and we got Neza and oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta use mesh, but we can use whatever. Oh, yeah, I can't. I have to equip mesh with something though. Ooh, okay, what should I use? Should I give Mash a kaleidoscope? Or should I just give her something to boost her attack? Yep, fuck it. I'll just get Mash a Kaleidoscope. I don't care. Let's have Superpower Mash. What up? And yes, I did though. I didn't have turkey. I had tamales and cow head. Eh. As long as you got a good dinner. So, Chapter 1.
You say you thought you had a dream, that it might have been some kind of sign. And that absurd reasoning has you drinking poison from a chalice.
So, you think it's foolish too, huh? My wife said the same thing. His Imperial Majesty himself gave me this poison. All I need to do is drain it in a single gulp and I will displease him no more. Okay, that's kind of weird. I have slain too many for one in my position. You might say I've outlived my usefulness. I don't understand. None of this would have happened if not. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is the woman. Whoop.
I don't understand. None of this would have happened if not for how petty the Emperor is. How can you be willing to lay down your life for a man like that?
You may not see any sense in it, but this is simply what it means to be a warrior.
Once I heard you were going to die, I had to come and ask. Say the word and I'll see everyone who toyed with your destiny, who forced this hollow loyalty upon you, drown in the sea of their own blood.
I'm honored you are so angry on my behalf. It's more than I deserve, and I will admit that I do have my share of regrets. But at this point, I've truly come to believe this is a fitting end to the life of Gao Chenggong.
I don't understand. The way you talk of life and death makes no sense whatsoever. But then, I suppose I can never understand, as death is a concept that's never had any meaning to me.
Yes. That's true. That's true, isn't it? Perhaps, if anything, I should be the one begging you for forgiveness. After all, the peace I will attain in death will forever be beyond your reach. Will be forever, yeah. I can read, I swear.
Perhaps I'm jealous. Jealous of your death, and of the brilliance of your life leading up to it.
You are too kind, I assure you. I know no more of death's secrets than you do. Even should I learn them now, they will soon be lost to darkness.
Do you have any last wishes?
Good question. If I could wish for something beyond my own death, it would be to someday see you again. I suppose such a wish would sound completely absurd.
Not necessarily. I have seen the likes of you shatter more daunting barriers. I have seen them tame lightning, cure plagues, and even change the course of rivers. I cannot say how long it will take, but eventually the day may come when those bound by mortal lives learn to reach beyond even death. Should such a day come to pass, and if I am lucky enough to be there to see it, then I shall recall your final wish.
You don't know how happy I am to hear that. In all of my 33 years of life, there is nothing I've treasured more than your presence. More shadow diving.
Reality space anchor attached. Reality verification complete. Proper human history resemblance. A Lostbelt depth A. Depth E.
It's okay.
Proper human history resemblance A. Lostbelt depth E. Establishing Shadow Border's existence within Lostbelt. Zero sail return successful. I'm glad we had an emergency that went so smoothly. How are you feeling, Senpai? I know the poison isn't causing you any pain right now, but I also heard you're not feeling entirely yourself.
I'm fine. Just a little short of breath is all.
So cold symptoms are the worst of it for you. are they? Must be nice. I'll have you know I used to have an asthma when I was a young... Sorry about that. Must be nice. I'll have you know I used to have asthma when I was a young lad. But after I read the memoirs of a great bodybuilder, actor, and politician who once suffered the same disease, I followed his example and overcame it with rigorous training, though sadly I don't have his muscles to show for it. Oh, you gotta lay off the snacks, Goredolf. My point, young man, is that all you need is gumption. There is no time to let your fears get the better of you.
You know, I actually agree with that.
I must say, it's almost encouraging to see our commander so energetic despite his poisoning. Yep, we still got plenty of time to find a cure, and Gordy's a mage, so he's pretty well accustomed to dire threats like this. Now, let's see what things look like outside.
Foe! Can we look for some Chinese kibble, foe?
18 degrees Celsius, 30% humidity, gentle breeze, no unusual magical energy readings.
I'm looking out the window right now, and it looks like a field. I gotta say, I'm almost creeped out behind how normal it seems how compared to the other two Lostbelts. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Goredolf, can you explain why you ate all the turkey? Oof. I meant the turkey was right there. Are there any hostiles outside?
Not according to our instruments. Since it looks like it's safe, why don't we all go see for ourselves?
Is this really the Chinese Lostbelt? Foe! I want some egg fried rice, foe.
Latitude and longitude don't lie. We're standing right at 32 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees north, 110 degrees, 50 degrees east.
Yeah, I don't know how to read this. I'm dumb. I'm dumb, guys. Oh. There we go.
In proper human history, this would be Xi'an, a major city with a population of 3.4 million people.
Music.
Well, this is certainly not a city, but it doesn't look like untamed wilderness either.
Perhaps it is a wheat field or the like. Admittedly, it would be an extraordinarily large one.
I recognize the smell and the air here. This is my homeland. And yet I have no memory of this. Strange landscape, how confusing and depressing. Must play Despacito. It seems I am useless as a guide for you after all. Hey, don't worry about it. All bets are off when it comes to Lostbelts. Besides, we have a much bigger role for you to play than just a guide. For the moment, I've picked up a ley line only a kilometer or so away from here. Between that and how surprisingly safe this area looks to be, I'd say we're off to a pretty good start. Now, what do you say we take the shadow border over to the ley line and set up a summoning circle?
Got it. I'll go warm up the engine then. Can never be too prepared for combat in these Lostbelts. Well, apparently we're fighting some sabers and I have no archers.
Okay, the ley line's right around that well. Go ahead and park it here. It certainly doesn't look like a dangerous area, but something feels off. True, if anything, it's too peaceful. And considering how expensive this farmland is, it's weird that we haven't seen a single piece of agricultural machinery. The buildings here seem a little crude, too. Yeah, I've never seen anything quite like them before. Though I guess you could say they kind of look like collective housing.
You mean like an apartment building?
That's right. Although, I'm not sure building is the right word for that, structure. All that ground they leveled, and they're still living in holes? It's like something out of the Stone Age. Maybe civilization never really developed in this world. Oh, and there's some people headed this way. Shall we try talking to them?
Yes, but do be careful. I doubt they pose any threat to us, but we cannot afford to be seen as a threat either. What the? Who the hell are these people? And what are they doing in our field?
Look at their weird clothes. Do you think they might be foreigners?
Foreigners here? Does that mean they came from that strange storm then? That's rude calling us foreigners. I've got a saber and a shielder class. Well, no, I don't have a saber right now here. I just got a lancer and a shielder, a ruler and a rider. Hurry up and call the supervisor. Maybe he'll know what to do. Well, shit. Phew. Foe. Can I eat your Wheaties, foe?
At least the translators seem to be working fine.
Right.
According to our linguistic analysis, they're speaking Middle Chinese, a language that predates the Song Dynasty. Conversation is good starting point. However, we have frightened them. This pattern is not good.
Hey, did you really see foreigners? Yeah, they're right over here. See for yourself, Supervisor. They just popped up in my field out of nowhere. Damn, you say you're getting snitched on. I know, right? Not my day. They were riding around in that weird box. They wear really strange clothes, and I think they've got weapons, too.
Ah, crap. I don't like where this is going. Yusaku, help us out here before things turn violent. Tell him this is all just a big misunderstanding. If Holmes tries to explain, he'll just make things worse.
And what's wrong with my explanations? We mean you no harm.
Ah, he talked.
The gasp. If you don't mean any harm, then why'd you show up in the middle of the field dressed like that?
Oh, come on. What other clothes do we got?
Go on, Supervisor. Get rid of them for us before they ruin any more wheat. Yeah. The only one ruining the wheat is Foe. He's nibbling at them right now. Foe, stop it! Foe! Don't smack Foe! You got it.
They've all taken up weapons. Now what do we do?
Foe! We kicked their asses, Foe!
It seems their rather bare-bones lifestyle has not lent itself open to open minds. It's not lent itself to open minds.
Oop, there we go. Here, Foe, have some tuna.
I'm afraid we'll need to pacify them before we can begin negotiations. Is now really time for detached analysis, Holmes? Can't you use charm on them or something? Gordon's the only one who can use charm spells. Well, he says he can anyway. And even if he's telling the truth, he's still comfortably holed up inside the border right now. It'd be best to summon a servant who, with a powerful innate charm skill, but would require access to the ley line, which we don't yet have. It would seem we cannot avoid this battle. Fortunately, our opponents should be willing to listen once they get this out of their system. While this would be an ideal situation for my Baritsu, I'm afraid I will have to sit this one out. Oh right, you still haven't fully recovered yet. Guess we've got no choice then. Mash, Nessa, go ahead and fight them if that's what they want. Just make sure not to harm any of them. Understood. I also would like to avoid excessive force. I will be careful. Yes, we'll do as the great gentlemen do, in the true spirit of Baritsu.
Mash, can you use Baritsu? We just got 3 of them.
Armored Mash, 行きます.
Armored Mash.
Alright, I just transferred this camp here to the blue stacks. There we go. And I can't use my master because of poison. So I gotta wait a turn. Okay, these are gonna be pushovers.
以前のよはい前に出ます神明凍結展開これは多くの道多くの願いを受けた幻想の城こうせよモールドキャメオタ照準捉えますブースタースターバーニア突撃します確実に損傷警備内熱衝撃板装填します前に出ますはい示弾装填しますバーニア突撃します確実に
Oh, I can use it now. Smash, lay the smackdown.
前に出ますはいこれ照準捉えました損害想定内ですなんとかなりました先輩
I see. So you got into a fight almost the instant you left the border.
Yes, I'm afraid we ended up in a standoff with the locals. At least we got them to back down for now.
All thanks to your and Neza's efforts not to harm them. They do appear to understand that our intentions are not violent now. They're currently monitoring us from what I suppose they consider a safe distance. It seems they have their own responsibilities to attend to.
Correct. No signs of reinforcements. We are safe for the moment.
I see. So you managed to avoid provoking them. I'm relieved to hear they're sharp enough to realize we're the only lost travelers trying to get our bearings. Although, what about the servants? You said we can summon more once we're able to use the ley line, right?
The Vigi's outside preparing a summoning circle right now. I think she's run into some kind of trouble, though. Hey guys, I'm setting everything up right now. Just give me a minute to work out the kinks. Sure, I ran into a little trouble, but don't worry. It's the kind I'm used to.
Hey, Da Vinci, are you sure it's okay to hook this weird machine up to Mash's shield? It looks super shady. In fact, it doesn't even look like it was made on Earth.
Oh, right, that's the booster seal meant me. Get this, a single one lets you manifest a spirit origin equivalent to 3 servants. She called it, a whatchamacallit cell. Unfortunately, they burn out after a single use, but we're not going to be stingy with Yusaku and Gordy's lives at stake. Alright, now we just stand by in the base state. As soon as we get a response from the servant side, I'll kick it to its excited state so we can start the summoning.
In other words, gotcha.
There we go. Now it's just a matter of time. As long as the servant has some connection to you, Yusaku, I'm sure they'll answer the summon, Lostbelt or not.
I see. Well done, technical advisor. In that case... You could start by summoning a skilled caster capable of brainwashing these barbarians en masse. This is an emergency, and an urgent one at that. We need to start making progress post-haste. Foe, you sound like a dictator, foe. Are you alright with that course of action, Mr. Yusaku? Easy there, Director. Let's just calm down. Calm down? How could I calm down? Well, I'll be dead in a matter of days. Have you forgotten this concerns you too? Regardless, the summoning will take time. It would be in our best interest to negotiate while that proceeds. Sometimes, Mr. Goredolf, there is something to be said for not letting sleeping dogs lie. Alright then, who's going to lead this amicable negotiations? Yusuke already tried and failed, remember? Where are we going to find an angel with a smile cherubic enough to win over those barbaric... Mash? Wait, who are they looking at? Da Vinci. They're just looking at Da Vinci. Oh god. She just smiles. Oh god, that smile.
That's right. We're just poor helpless travelers who lost our way.
Oh, you poor thing. That must have been so hard. Of course they have... You know, I was kind of suspecting they'd use Mash, but... Because, you know, Mash has a really sweet smile, too. But, of course, with this in here, of course they gotta use Da Vinci. Especially since these guys are all freaking lolicons, I bet. Is she putting on... I think she's putting on the waterworks right now, too.
We didn't mean to ruin your field, I promise. Do you think you can forgive us?
Oh, don't worry about that. We can always till it again. Hell, just getting to talk to such a pretty girl as you kind... Hell, just getting to talk to such a pretty girl as you kind of makes me want to till the field again more than ever. You little simp! You fucking simp! Foe! Simp alert, foe! Also, foe was calling the FBI foe.
Da Vinci really is a force to be reckoned with, isn't she? She's not technically lying, but she's not technically being truthful either.
She's a demon with the face of an angel.
Just look at those men falling all over themselves. That outsider got them twisted around her little finger.
Oh god, they jealous.
How could they possibly trust any of those foreigners after the beating they gave the poor supervisors?
Aha! Oh, don't tell me he's gonna beat it up, man. Holmes, you know, we don't have Merlin here, so we're gonna have to rely on you for that. Sensing opportunity. I do beg your pardon about that, madam. Please allow me to apologize for trampling on your fields as well. I only hope you can believe me when I say that we truly do want nothing more than to resolve this matter peacefully. Holmes, no! Unfortunately, the truth is that we have lost our way and are uncertain as to where we are. I'm so terribly sorry to impose, but could you please tell us about this place? You are our only hope.
We are? Well, then I suppose we have to step up.
Oh my god, what the hell is this? What the hell is this?
True. I mean, if a man this handsome needs our help...
These ladies are fucking simps too! Everyone is a goddamn simp! Damn it. He turned on his thought magnet. I know, right?
The least we can do is hear him out, right?
Foe! Why is everyone such a simp, foe? You think that get up would raise more suspicion, but oh well. Well, Holmes has his looks, if nothing else.
Agreed. I do not know why we fought earlier. Well, the important is that we've reached a peaceful resolution.
It looks like they were all just scared more than malicious. They seem to be good people at heart. I mean, yeah, you gotta give it to him right there. By the way, Da Vinci, what was that trouble you ran into with the spirit origin graph earlier?
An excellent question, Holmes. Glad to see you're paying attention to the important bits.
What? I thought you'd already resolved the issue with summoning servants.
Less resolved and more worked around. I still don't know what the problem really was. This Lostbelt's nothing like either Russia or Scandinavia. I tried using the ley line here to connect to this Lostbelt's Throne of Heroes, but I didn't get any response.
None whatsoever.
There was nothing wrong with the equipment, so whatever the problem is, it has something to do with this world. Granted, the odds are always low that a heroic spirit from this Lostbelt was going to be eager to help us, so I wasn't counting on that. But it's still odd that there'd be no answer at all, right, Holmes?
Indeed.
So I just scrapped the idea and switched back to trying to summon from Chaldea's spirit origin graph. Now we're just waiting for heroic spirit to respond to our call. In fishing terms, we baited our hook and cast our line. All there is for us to do now is be patient. What could be going on, Senpai?
Maybe it means there's no one there?
Honestly, even though my genius once again carried the day, I really don't know what happened there.
Foe! Try baiting them with kibbles. It always works on foe.
What I do know is that the connection of the Throne of Heroes is just that, a connection. It doesn't exist in this Lostbelt's ley line. It could also be that our definition of what a heroic spirit is doesn't match this Lostbelt's definition of heroic spirit.
And what exactly do you mean by that? This is a fascinating phenomenon, one that no doubt gets to the heart of this Lostbelt's true nature. But right now we have nothing more than speculation. We'll need to collect more evidence before we can begin drawing any conclusions.
Oh, that sounds to me like you already have a pretty good idea of what's going on, Holmes.
I do have a hypothesis, but a good detective only shares their deductions once they are supported by clear and undeniable evidence. Oh, sorry. That was a little stuffy a bit. Okay, so we're still fighting with the restricted formation, but this time they're all Lancers. Bought anything on the Black Friday sales, you say? No, I did not. I mean, I don't really see anything I really want to get at the moment, though, so yeah. Start again. The air is so clean here.
It is, isn't it? It feels like forever since I was able to breathe this easily. Since in the other Lostbelts, the border was the only safe place we could go. Oh, I almost forgot we have the Chaldea base now, too. Anyway, being surrounded by a natural landscape like this really feels like...
Like?
Huh? What's that up in the sky above us, Senpai?
It looks like some kind of streak.
I didn't notice it during the night, but that's definitely strange, right? I guess it must be normal here since none of the locals seem to be taking any notice of it. Da Vinci still has them all practically enthralled. So hey, what's the name of this era?
Era? What's that?
Oh, I was mostly just wondering what year it was.
Well, I'm turning 22 this year. We all start working when we turn 5, and I've planted these fields 17 times now, so that adds up, right?
thanks. I was thinking along the lines of a calendar, though. It's time to plant the seeds and harvest the last crops, of course. You can tell by the moon, you see.
Let's try this then. Who's the foremost leader in the world right now? Why, that'd be the most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor, of course.
And what is this emperor's name?
Name? Why, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor, of course. You might as well ask me what the sun and the moon are called. The name's right there.
So, where might we find this emperor then?
In the capital. Where else?
And where's that?
They say it's way, way off in that direction.
Have you ever been there?
Me? Why would I ever go there? We only worship from afar with gratitude. None of us would exist without the most glorious majestic heavenly emperor's blessing, after all.
Huh?
What's up, Mash?
Senpai, do you smell that?
Are you talking about my eau de cologne? I did switch to more wild American brand after we got here.
No, I don't mean that. It's less of a human scent and more beastly. This present. No mistake. Bloodthirsty creatures are headed this way.
What is that thing? Ah, there's another one over there too.
What the? Those are creatures like we saw in Russia. What are they doing here?
We can figure that out later, Da Vinci. Right now, we need to evacuate the. Villagers. Alright. So I'm really fighting. We're fighting two of them. There's two waves. All right.
それこれそれはっ
How dare you?
はい示弾前に出ます
Take him out, Mash. Take him out.
照準捉えましたバーニア突撃します確実にバンカーボルトリロードオルテナウス前に出まはい
Do it.
神明凍結展開これは多くの道多くの願いを受けた幻想の城こうせよモールドシャベロット照準捉えますブーストスターバーニア突撃します確実に内熱衝撃弾装填しますこれはいそれはっふっはっせい
Hey, Mash is not poisoned too, just like all of us. We're all one poison happy family.
はい前に出ますあれ示弾装填します照準捉えましたせいふっはっ
hostiles eliminated. That's sad.
Those were from the Russian Lostbelt.
I can't believe we're seeing creatures from an entirely different Lostbelt here. This is too bizarre to be coincidence.
You there, have you ever seen creatures like this before? No way, I've never seen a monster like that in my life. Me neither. The worst things we've seen until now were the wild boars the supervisor used to chase off. If we'd ever run into these things before, we'd probably be dead by now.
Don't worry, we'll help you for as long as we're here. It's the least we can do to make up for ruining your feel, right, Master?
Right, besides, this might have something to do with us.
What are you two saying? We didn't come here to serve as this village's bodyguards.
No, Miss Kirilight is correct. Those creatures should not be present here. If they have made a sudden appearance, we should investigate it. How are you feeling, Yusaku? Just a little short of breath.
Great! Your vital signs are all looking good too, so your condition's definitely not too serious just yet. We still gotta keep a close eye on it, of course, but I don't think we need to worry too much just now.
I must say, you're looking a tad pale, Commander. Are you sure you won't lie down in the command room?
Oh, be quiet. I just have a little heartburn from eating too much cake, that's all. I'm in perfectly good health, I'll have you know. If a third-rate mage can handle this poison without a problem, then of course I can too.
That aside, we're still no closer to getting our bearings here, even with the locals sharing. Our first order of business is gathering as much information as possible. Otherwise, we have no way of knowing where to even begin.
Where to begin? How about we begin by finding Koyanskaya like we originally planned?
A fair point. I sincerely doubt she came here on a lark. Very well then, how do we track her down? We'll never find her if we merely walk around without a plan, after all. Given that this is a Lostbelt, we know there must be a crypto guarding this tree of emptiness somewhere.
And just like in Scandinavia, this Lostbelt's tree doesn't seem to be visible.
Okay, what? Yes, that concerns me too. The Russian tree was so large as to be visible from hundreds of kilometers away. The fact that we cannot see it here means that it must be disguised like as it was in Scandinavia. And that in turn means this Lostbelt's king understands that it has something to be And that in turn means this Lostbelt's king understands that it is something best kept hidden.
Of course, if they so wished, a fairy or sage could make a mountain disappear with relative ease.
I really don't want to imagine going up against someone like that, but given everything so far... Indeed, even if we were to capture Koyanskaya today, we cannot simply leave this Lostbelt behind. As long as it exists, it remains a threat to proper human history. Sooner or later, we will need to face the crypto responsible for it.
All the more reason for us to hurry along with our investigation. You're all being far too generous agreeing to be this village's bodyguards. I mean, I could understand how scared those villagers would be if the creature were to suddenly attack again, but...
I assure you, Mr. Goredolf, this is all part of our investigation.
What was that?
It is safe to assume that those hostile creatures are the same type of demonic beasts we fought in Russia. Think back to when we first learned about them. The creatures are demonic beasts that originated in the Russian Lostbelt and possess numerous characteristics that let them survive in its frigid environment. But this Lostbelt is far too warm for such creatures. Oh, now I get it. So that's why Mash and Yusaku agreed to help.
Right. This has everything to do with us. The fact that those creatures showed up in a different Lostbelt only means that someone brought them here.
Indeed, someone who can come and go between Lostbelts as they please. Since we can, of course, eliminate ourselves as suspects, that only leaves one possibility. Tamamovich Koyenskaya. Precisely. A most astute interjection, Mr. Yusaku. Watson would have been proud. Finding Koyenskaya remains our priority, but at the moment, we have far too little information to act on. If anything, the creature's appearances are only real lead so far. We cannot afford to overlook it.
Can I just say something? I sent out a surveillance drone toward the capital and discovered something interesting.
Oh, was there actually a city out that way?
I tried zooming in and cleaning up the long-range footage as best as I could, and, well, it's easier if you just take a look.
What the hell? Hey, right on cue. For once, I am genuinely at a loss for words.
So much for civilization never developing here. If they got the science and engineering know-how to build a metropolis like this, then they've come way farther technologically than we thought. I mean, there's not a single support column holding this thing up, so they obviously figured out how to make it float. And since it's clearly no giant air bladders or the like, I've got to wonder, just how the hell are they making something that heavy float?
Perhaps Magecraft is Perhaps Magecraft is used openly here. Either that, or they really have advanced scientifically to the point where they can control gravity. In the latter case, they would be well ahead of proper human history, at least in terms of technology.
Oh, and while I was at it, I grabbed some footage of that weird, perfectly straight line in the sky, too. Here it is at max magnification.
What is that thing?
Well, for starters, it's about 2,000 kilometers above us, so it's just barely in low orbit. By my estimates, it's more than 5 kilometers wide. That's not even the best part. It stretches along the entire observable sky of the Lostbelt. Wow.
Then how come we couldn't see it before entering this Lostbelt? If it's 2,000 kilometers up, then that's gotta put it above storm clouds, right?
That must mean that the Lostbelt's borders prevent anything within from being seen, storm or no. Anything built during their history, no matter how big it might be, is impossible to observe from the outside. Forget measuring size and mass. From the outside, there's no way to even know it exists at all. Even now, we can observe it. I have no idea what it is or what it's for. If the people of this world built it themselves, that raises even more questions.
I'll say, how could something like that exist when life in this farming village is so primitive?
I kept flying the drone around in every direction, but I didn't see any other buildings or structures or even remotely close to the scope of the capital. East, west, north, south, there was nothing but fields everywhere I looked.
Seriously? Man, I can't tell if this place is way ahead of proper human history or way behind it. Whatever is taking place here, it no doubt stems from this world's deviation from proper human history. Da Vinci, I trust you can determine this capital's latitude and longitude from here. What happens when you map it to the China we know? Is there a record of a capital city dating back to a well-known dynasty there?
Oh, you already figured that out? I wanted to keep you in suspense a little longer.
I can certainly understand the desire for a dramatic reveal of your information. Under the present circumstances, however, I'm afraid we are relying on you for all such inquiries, so please give us your information now.
Yeah, you made your point. Based on its distance from our present location, it corresponds to proper human history's Xianyang Prefecture. Xianyang, isn't that?
Indeed. It dates back to the Qin dynasty. Qin? That was before the Three Kingdoms era, wasn't it? Does that mean it predates Xiang Yu and Liu Bang?
That's right. The Qin dynasty was a major empire around 200 BC. It's known for being the dynasty of China's first emperor. It was the country ruled by the great Qin Shi Huang.
Dun dun dun! So, that is Chaldea, your enemy.
Yes, but not only are they my sworn enemy, they also command a threat to the safety of your empire. Namely, heroic spirits.
We see. Indeed, we were quite surprised when you first told us of them. You said this master can summon an army of great heroes from the past, correct? We find this difficult to credit indeed. We are certain you would not lie to us, but how could a few mere soldiers ever hope to overturn our eternal reign? We cannot even imagine the possibility.
You underestimate heroic spirits at your peril. Those whose souls are offered to the counterforce are given tremendous power to ensure the continuation of humanity. Trust me when I say that a single servant is easily equivalent of 1,000 ordinary soldiers.
So this Alea you spoke of, you said it was the sum total of human consciousness. This sounds like pure nonsense to us. Is this the matter of thing you simply accept in your own world?
You make an excellent point, Your Imperial Majesty. My world was more chaotic and less complete than yours.
It must have been, if something so preposterous as resurrecting dead heroic spirits to fight in one's place is considered normal. We cannot help but wonder how a world where such things were necessary to maintain order could have lasted.
I must warn you too, Imperial Majesty. The Master of Chaldea is an enemy you cannot afford to ignore.
Whoa. Hey, we got the thought here. Let us take a screenshot. Alright, we had forgotten that you are from the same world as Akuta, Kominskaya.
My name is Koyanskaya, Your Imperial Majesty. Do you think you could try to remember this time?
Watch your tongue when speaking to the Emperor, wretch! No matter. These visitors come from a world beyond our domain. Of course, our customs elude them.
Thank you, Your Imperial Majesty. I do understand you may find it rude and presumptuous of me to warn one so omnipotent as you. But the fact is, Chaldea has already brought strange creatures with them that threaten your people's safety. This poses quite a problem for your quarantine as well. Surely you don't want them to get away with this. Please, Your Imperial Majesty, if we merely wait for them to reveal their true barbaric nature, it will be too late.
If it is so important to you, then why have you not done something about it yourself? You command these servant puppets as well, do you not?
Yes, I do. If you would forgive me for disturbing your eternal paradise, I can go summon one right now.
Very well. Show us exactly what these warriors from another world are capable of.
Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. This Emperor is much more laid back than I thought. I expected a bit more eagerness to take down the threats to their empire. I had hoped for the same. Nothing ever seems to go as planned with the Emperor. But, oh well, that isn't going to change. Well, sorry you ended up having to do all the work in consequence. I do hope it won't take you too long to finish them off.
It's the thought. Quick, hide!
you have to say for yourself after all the trouble you've caused? Eek! Please don't glare at me like that, Akuta. You're gonna make me cry. We're on the same side in all of this. Besides, isn't the Master of Chaldea every Crypter's sworn enemy? Of course, you could have lured him to any of the others' territories, and any of them would have made sure to finish them off. I would go as far as to say that any one of them would be a better pick for this kind of work than me. So why did you bring them to China? They're only here because they were following you, right? Thank you so much for that. Aw, don't be so hard on yourself, Akuta. I really thought you would be the best fit for the job, seeing how you're so good at defense and all.
Oof.
You see, I actually tried to assassinate him as a favor to Beryl. But I'm afraid things didn't go exactly as planned. See, the poison I use is called Xian Shui Ming Mai, and... Well, I don't suppose you already know what it is, do you? You are unbelievable. So you do know about it. You're one smart cookie, aren't you? In that case, you can see where this is going, right? Including what they'll try to do to find an antidote. Koyanskaya, did you do this on
Oh, hey, thanks for the bits, David. Excuse me.
No, I didn't. This time, I only had about 10% of a plan. That's why I wasted no time coming to warn you, Akuta. I wanted to take responsibility, see? I mean, Chaldea's got the world's greatest inventor and the greatest detective on their side now, right? I knew it wouldn't take them long at all to figure out where the poison came from. So I thought, instead of wasting time trying to sweep this under the rug, it would be much better to fortify our defenses now. So here I am, warning you about the danger and taking responsibility. It's not like you and I are complete strangers, right? So I thought I could help you out with getting rid of Chaldea. Besides, we're both misanthropic outcasts. It only makes sense for us to join forces, don't you think? True. That much I know we have in common.
That too, buddy.
But that still doesn't explain why you brought those dangerous pets of yours along. Pets? Perish the thought!
Funny how she says thought.
They have their dignity, at least as far as wild animals go. So you didn't order them to go around killing people? Of course not! Why would I rob myself of the pleasure of torturing and killing humans? No, they're just doing their best to survive and find food in an environment they're not used to. Don't you find that far more endearing than a bunch of defanged livestock like this nation's people? That's not the problem, and you know it. How can you set demonic beasts from another Lostbelt loose here? If the Emperor finds out you're the one responsible for them, you will find yourself in real trouble. Oh, that? You might say that's just part of a lifelong project for me. Don't worry, I promise I won't make any trouble for you. You have your own life's work you've devoted yourself to, don't you, Akuta? So I think we'll both be happier if we just stay out of each other's way. Fine. What's done is done, after all. There's no way I'm letting Chaldea mess up my nice, stable Lostbelt. Don't you dare go easy on them, Saber.
As you wish, Master. I promise I won't let you down.
Huh? Why didn't you summon him? I can tell he's got a beautiful face underneath that mask, too. No fair, Akuta. How come you're the only one who gets a certified hottie working for her? That's not why he's here. Just shut up already, you damn fox!
Damn. They be simping all over for him. Give me one moment. Oh hey, I got that thing too. Okay, so we're doing chapter 2. So give me one moment, folks. I'll be back shortly. I'm just gonna get myself another drink. Okay, sorry about that. Hello, Antho CD. Wait a sec, we're just gonna continue chapter 2 now. So, let's see. So do we still have a... Oh, we can use our servants now. Woo! Okay. Because I know that Lostbelt servant is a saber that we just saw, so... I'm willing to bet that we're probably gonna fight him, so... Could be wrong, but... We might as well see, you know? Let's pick, his Merlin. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just here to support the stream. Hey, well, thank you for that. Let's see. I'll go with this setup here. Section 2.
Qin Shi Huang, the Emperor of Qin?
Ha ha ha! Qin Shi Huang, you say? Don't you think that's a little far-fetched? Qin Shi Huang is from the BC era. How could he possibly still be alive in 2020?
Well, normally you'd be right, but are you forgetting the Tsar we just recently fought who had been living for around 500 years? So is it really such a stretch that a Chinese emperor might have managed to survive over 2,000 years?
The Qin Empire had a legal system, standardized units of measurement, paper money. It was very much ahead of its time in many ways. China would go on to see the rise and fall of many other dynasties. But when it comes to making a progress as a civilization, such instability is unhelpful. If Qin had remained as the sole power in China, no doubt it would have reached a point where it would easily swallow up neighboring countries, which could in turn have sped up humanity's overall progress considerably.
Yep, I can easily see that happening. Someone like Qin Shi Huang had been able to keep on ruling. In fact, he actually spent a lot of his later years searching for a way to achieve immortality. Qin collapsed due to political instability after Qin Shi Huang's death, right?
In which case, if Qin Shi Huang somehow succeeded at becoming immortal in its history, much like how Ivan the Terrible did so by becoming a Yaga, it would theoretically be possible for China to skip all of its years of instability and civil war and go straight to modernization.
That could definitely explain how they were able to build something so huge along a satellite orbit path. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the sort of thing Qin Shi Huang wanted to build all along.
One thing we do know is that this nation has not seen the kind of societal change that typically accompanies scientific progress. The advancement of science inevitably makes authoritarian regimes obsolete past a certain point. But just look at that village. Yeah, they might as well be stuck in the BC era. Regardless of who this most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor residing in Xianyang may be, it seems clear that he has no intention of sharing the benefits of all this progress with his citizens.
Hang on. Some sort of projectile was just fired from the capital, and it's headed in this direction. In fact, it looks like it's going to land right in this village.
What the fuck? Oh, is it a missile?
I can see it from here. It looks like a rocket.
Sorry, I had to take a drink. I certainly hope it's not some sort of intercontinental ballistic missile. Oh, that's a benefaction. Benefaction? Yeah, the most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor uses those grant gifts whenever there's a celebration. We know exactly where it lands, so it's perfectly safe as long as you keep your distance. Why would there be one now, though? Is today some sort of holiday?
I don't think so. Then it's not an attack after all? That's a relief, but it still seems like a rough way to send a package. I'm afraid we're not so lucky. I'm seeing vital signs inside that thing, along with a magical energy signal we're all too familiar with. That's a master and their servant, no mistake. If they need to attack us, we will respond with due force.
Foe, let's rough 'em up, foe. Oh, come on, you're telling me they're making their way here and that?
That does seem like a somewhat less than ideal conveyance. It will no doubt be a rough landing.
No problem there, since it's a master traveling with their servant.
They can just jump out right before it lands.
Exactly, Yusaku. I knew you'd know how to make an effective use of a servant. Here it comes! Everyone brace for impact! As we expected, so that is the... I'm sorry. As we expected, so that is this Lostbelt's crypto. That's Akuta Hinako, I see. So China's her territory. Akuta. Looks like you're taking this seriously, Mash. And here I thought I'd find you smirking. I'd never do that. I take no joy whatsoever in fighting you. Then you're even more hopeless than I thought. You're no better than animals who lack a concept of shame. I feel no more animosity toward you than I do a cockroach nest before I exterminate it. Even that has more emotion than you deserve. That's terrible. Yikes! Are you really Akuta Hinako? You're nothing like you were back in Chaldea. Da Vinci, so it's true. You really were killed. You might not believe me, but that body of yours is perfect. You have achieved the realm that humans cannot reach with their meager insight, that true new form that the intelligence aim for. I'm surprised you would make something like that, Leonardo. Humans really are just... No, as long as you're a part of Chaldea, that makes you my enemy. You'll have no sympathy from me. Saber, eliminate them. Remove these eyesores from my sight.
As you wish, Master.
Here they come, Senpai! We're about to face Akuta Hinako and her saber. Commencing battle!
So we got 2 cryptors with a saber. So I figured we'd fight something like along those lines. Alright. So how will this battle play out? Huh? So we're fighting it already, huh?
ホールドアップ。裏打ちはしません。
I can't use my master skill right now. Let's kind of test the waters.
ラセットガスは 行くわ。
I want to do a brave chain.
計略だ。無駄だ。
はっ。修羅になるわ。
どう？よしよし。ファイヤー。ファイヤー。
ラセットガスは修羅になるわ。
つまり中だな。他にやることないの？じゃあこういうのどうだ？
刻むわよ。覚悟はいい？叩く。行くわ。
I see red, I press red.
うわあ！手触りよ。ともしね。はっ。
Jeez, what a pushover.
チリアク
Kick him in the nuts.
ラセットガスは
Gee, Jalter just kicked him in the
我が炎で
nuts.
溺れ死になさい。 メゼリフとしてはいまいちか。
Now I see. No wonder Ophelia and Kadok lost. You're obviously used to fighting with servants. That experience has given you quite an edge.
So, you jealous? Master, it would be foolish to continue this battle any longer. I suggest we make a temporary retreat.
Damn, I really underestimated them. Let's go, Saber.
Yes, Master!
Akuta. The enemy has retreated, Master. The battle is over.
Foe! Don't worry, I left them a brown present in their sack. I'm surprised they gave up so easily. Then again, Akuta was always pretty decisive. No, I'm afraid that we neither dealt her a decisive blow, nor were we able to make her show her hand.
If anything, now she knows how strong we truly are. But she is a lot stronger than she lets on. Yeah, she's a tough opponent. Looks like she wasn't kidding about exterminating us like cockroaches. She only took the direct approach this time because she thought she could wipe us out. This just wasn't the sort of fight she wanted. She'd rather retreat and figure out a strategy that will let her win without putting in any real effort. Looks like that profile of her saying she was a neat freak was right on the money.
So, you went and made a great fool of yourself. We will not laugh at you. Your little show with the Chaldeans was interesting.
I blame no one but myself for my disgraceful performance. Still, perhaps now you will at least understand the threat of these the threat these invaders pose, Your Imperial Majesty.
Threat? A threat, you say? Why should we feel threatened just because you retreated? Oof. Well, since your little display amused us, you may continue it. In fact, you may bring 10 of our puppets with you for the second act.
With all due respect, Your Imperial Majesty, if you treat this latest disaster as a mere entertainment...
We might say the same of you, Akuta. Given the reluctance with which you engage in combat, we can only conclude that this is some sort of game to you. If you're going to fight, then fight to win. Then nothing to be... There is nothing to be gained by running away before you suffer so much as a single loss.
Understood, Your Imperial Majesty. I won't fail again.
Good. We look forward to a future showing with a bit more substance to it.
Oh, Your Imperial Majesty, you're so bad. Is this your way of punishing poor little Akuta?
Is that how it seemed to you, Kominsky? Kominsky?
Koyansky? Yeah!
We see no sense in punishing her, when we do not yet even think of these Chaldeans as our enemy. They may have come here from another world, but that is also true of you and Akuta.
Huh? Yes, I suppose that's true.
If these Chaldeans are here to mount an attack, we would have to suspect you two as their advance guard.
Akuta and I came here to pay our respects and offer our services as soon as we arrived, Your Imperial Majesty. But the only thing Chaldea has done since they arrived is cause trouble and mayhem in your territory. Don't you think that sets us apart kind of a lot? Don't you think that sets us apart kind of a lot?
I know, right? Indeed, you have a point, but that is not why Akuta went after. But is that not why Akuta went after them? To scold them for their poor manners? You outsiders certainly do care a great deal about etiquette. Oh, and the Tails won. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream here? Let me quickly give a shout out. And they're playing Shadowverse. Okay, cool. I got annoyed at Slade and Batman, so swap to Shadowverse. How goes LB3? It's going interesting so far. We're just starting the second act. Second section. Okay, so we're fighting a saber and riders. Oh shit, we got servants here. Okay. Alright, let's just you. So we got a rider. Oh god, what's happening? We got raided, that's what. Should I switch to a assassin? What assassins do I got right now? I want to. Guess I can. No, I think I'll stick with Jalter Berserker. Oh god. I haven't played Missile Command in a while, I'm not prepared. Ah! Damn. Get it? I think so? You know, I think I'll use Merlin right now. I'll show myself the door. Alright, I think right now it kind of flew over my head too, so yeah. What's Akuta Hinako like?
Well, the last version of me wasn't too involved with Team A, so I can't speak from experience. But her record said she was extremely careful in every aspect of her relationship to others. That reminds me. Kadok used to say she had a personal connection to the director Marisberry. Really? That's news to me. Then again, I could see her allowing Kadok to believe that. But why would she do that? Probably to keep the kids at arm's length, I guess. I wouldn't be shocked to hear she had similar strategies for everyone.
It's 3:30, I need to sleep. I see, Siri, you're on the East Coast. Right now I'm on the West Coast.
My guess is that she was trying to cultivate a very specific image for herself among Team A. Namely, to leave the faintest impression among them to seem neither too hostile nor too friendly.
In other words, a stalwart misanthrope.
Well, yeah, basically, but you don't have to be quite so blunt about it, Holmes. True, she did like to keep to herself. She did her best to avoid interacting with anyone. The main thing I remember about her is how quiet she was. I never saw her get upset or even smile.
If she wasn't curled up in a corner of her room reading, it was because she was getting new books in the library. I always felt bad about interrupting her.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure she wasn't cut out for combat at all, no matter how much aptitude she may have had for being a master. Based strictly on her profile, out of all the cryptors, I thought she might be the only one who could maybe resolve things with peacefully.
Well, you couldn't have been more wrong. I'm still getting chills from those icy glare of hers. I've never seen such naked contempt in my life.
City of Orlando sucks, by the way. Oof.
The only thing that comes close is Goyenskaya's glare whenever I make a move on her after having too much to drink.
true. The Okuto Hinako we just fought was nothing like the quiet girl her profile described. Her sheer hostility was... No, not hostility. It was more like disgust. Either way, I never expected that from her. There is one thing I can remember that might help explain it. It was back when we were all taking a break in the rec room, sometime after Team A had been formed. Karok was nursing a drink while Beryl cheered him on. Kirstaria and David were arguing about mythology. Pepperoncino was teasing Ophelia with some sort of joke. As usual, Akira was reading by herself, refusing to participate in any of the conversations. I'm certain that whenever I looked directly at her, she always had her nose in her book. I'm sure anyone else who had been there would agree with me. But when I happened to catch a glimpse of Akita's reflection in a glass while I was polishing, I realized that wasn't the case at all. She was actually just hiding her face behind the book, and was in fact keeping a close watch on each of us. She was so guarded, almost as though she was terrified of something. But by the time I turned around to look at her, she had her nose back in her book. She went right back to pretending to read the second she sensed my eyes on her. Well, that's kind of unnerving. Akita wasn't disinterested in her teammates at all. If anything, I think she was so suspicious about something that she never let her guard down. Unfortunately, I was never able to ask her why she was so afraid of her team. It seemed like a subject I should avoid at all costs. Sounds to me like she was more guarded about people in general than her teammates specifically. Maybe there was something she was trying to keep secret. We still have her background file, along with the results of her selection exam. Maybe we should take another look at it. Wanna handle that, Holmes? This sort of thing is what you detective types are all about, right? That and investigating cheating spouses, of course.
Unfaithful spouses aside, this sort of thing is indeed where a true detective shines. By all means, send the data to my workshop. And interrupted.
Your attention, please. I have a Da Vinci warning to make. Xian Yang just fired another projectile. It doesn't look like this one's aimed at the village. But after calculating its landing point, I found it's coming from the same direction in which Akita Hinako retreated. And I'm pretty sure that means...
Reinforcements, right?
I think so too. Of course it'd be suicide to send normal soldiers via rocket. So it's probably carrying weaponry.
Excuse me.
Akita's almost certainly going to try and attack us again, so we need to be ready to fight back.
Da Vinci, what about summoning more servants? I believe enough time has passed that it should be more than possible to do so.
Yep, we're all set there. In fact, I just finished summoning right now. Since we're going up against an empire that has stood for thousands of years and its emperor...
Hey!
I decided to bring along the 3 Musketeer Rebels.
Musketeer rebels?
Musketeer Rebels? Mordred, the Rebel of the Round Table. Sup, guys? Spartacus, the liberator of slave gladiators.
Death to all oppressors!
And Jin Kei, the world's foremost expert in assassinating Qin Shi Huang. Wait, what? That's why you brought me here?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're trying to take down the Qin Empire, right? And Qin Shi Huang with it, right? You're giving me another chance to kill him, right? Oh, that is great, really. Definitely couldn't have picked anyone better for the job. But what's with the 3 Musketeers thing? You know, my spirit origin, hell, even my noble phantasm has got to be stronger than ever thanks to the fame and tradition boost, so how come I'm getting treated like I'm second string? I mean, I don't have any objection to you choosing to summon me, of course. It's just... pitiful.
No, we all hate oppressors here. I would be honored to fight by your side and toppling this one, heroic spirit assassin Jinkei.
Hell yeah! My old man's fought Kelde a bunch of times too, you know. You said this guy's an emperor? No sweat then. I don't know what back-ass word Roman province he rules, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances to off him.
Is it just me, or is Spartacus' inability to make sense of rubbing off on Mordred?
I don't think so. I mean, true, she didn't always make the most sense in Camelot, but she was a huge help to us in London. Well, whatever. I'm just glad that I'll have allies that can count on to help me out this time. Since I finally have another chance to end Qin Shi Huang's life with my own hands, nothing else matters.
Exactly! Let us bring this oppressor to justice together!
Nobody plays king around me and lives to do it again! Well, at least they should still be more help than Qin Wu Yang was. So I hate to impose on you guys so soon, but the enemy's wasting no time coming after us. There's a servant headed our way at high speed along with... Hang on, there's more of them now. This is weird. I'm sensing magical energy signals, but no vital signs.
Uh-oh. Wait, robots?
Foot soldiers? No, I can see they aren't human. Are those puppets? Perhaps some sort of automata?
Correct. They may be silent, but they are soldiers nonetheless. Thanks to them, I'm finally able to make use of my true skills as a general.
Those movements, I did not want to believe it was... Be careful, Saber. It seems they added to their ranks as well. Hell yeah, they have. I don't know what this Lostbelt shit's about, but this is my battlefield now. Whatever you're trying to pull, you better believe I'm gonna smash it.
Well said. From now on, you won't need to contend with the three musketeers.
No, none of that. Shame on you. I guess Sparty really liked that name. Heroic spirits who delight in battle and bloodshed, huh? You make me sick. Make sure to finish him this time, Saber. Don't hold anything back.
Very well, Master. Then I shall end this with my secret attack. Take off your mask. Oh, man. Whew, man. We are getting busy with this one today.
黒限ね、サバトの始まりよ。カラスが歌い黒猫がにゃんと鳴くわ。
She says the Kuroneko black cat's meowing.
それね、叩くわ。楽しみです。はっはっ。
Things are beefy. Maybe I should have led with waivers. Yeah, okay.
Look, 楽しみです。それね。えい。はっ。修羅になるわ。
Okay, well.
お任せ。夢のいい。この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか。何事もやればできるさ。
羅刹と化すわ。修羅になるわ。刻む。行くわ。それね。 行くわ。それね。遠慮はしませんとも。はっ。せ。修羅になるわ。
Okay, he's at a break bar.
ホールドアップ。裏打ちはしません。ビッグ遠慮はしロックオン。スイミングの時間です。南に光るは勝利の天使カリバービビアーグリーン
Hey!
我が霊児をもって命ず
行きます。道を開けよ。出陣である。この仮面を脱ぎ、燃料王の証明とする。退け、魔性ども。はいや。はいや。
I lowered my noble phantasm. That was weird. Man.
行くわ。それね。ロックオン。はっはっ。狙い撃ちです。
トウセイトウ。
Wow, he's really bullying Merlin. Oh man. Man, my throat.
ええ、遠慮はしません。楽しみです。スイミングの時間です。水面の光は勝利の天使カリバービビア
ー。仕切り直す。交代せよ。
Sweet!
ご苦労様。じゃあ次に行こう。
Curses! I cannot believe that even my leadership is not enough to defeat them! Wearing a mask to boost his leadership capabilities, a level of influence over his forces that borders on the curse. That sable's true name is the Prince of Lan Ling, also known as Gao Changong of the Northern Key. Saber, stand down! We're going to regroup! But we cannot win this battle after your noble phantasm failed. We need a wholly new strategy. As you wish, Master. By the way, how is the Vanguard's meta faring? Was thinking of going back to that. Oh, yeah, sorry, Tails. If you're still here, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, if you're still here about Vanguard's meta, it's actually pretty diverse right now, though. It's actually pretty fun. I mean, of course, the top two decks right now, if you're talking about the physical card game, the Luard and right now, as of right now, Luard, and I guess right now up is still the top deck right now, but it's not invincible though. And I know the next set's coming out at the end of the December though, so they should be getting a Gurguit for Gold Paladin. But in any case, though, yeah.
The enemy servant and master have retreated. Looks like we managed to survive again.
Foe lives to see another day, foe. Luard's on top in physical right now. Interesting. Oh, yeah. But Luard did take a hit, though, so it's not as degenerate as it was like when it first got released in JP. So... But it still works well even without like, the Skull Witch Nemen combo and whatnot.
Are you alright, Yusaku? It must be difficult for you to be in combat given your condition.
I'm fine, it's just a little fever. Don't worry, I do not have COVID.
That's our master for you. I applaud your mental mettle in not succumbing to this disease.
Meh, those soldier robot things turned out to be pretty freaking pathetic, huh? Can't believe this king uses them to fight his wars. I've seen scarier dolls.
I thought they were supposed to be weapons.
Yeah, I figured they'd never send reinforcements by rocket like that. Obviously, I was wrong. No, normal flesh and blood soldiers could have survived the impact, but it's no issue for these things.
Would it be possible to collect their remains? I'd like to study them further.
At a glance, they look a lot like the same kinds of automata we fought dozens of times before.
I'm interested in their energy source. I think it may shed some light on this world's inner workings.
What is it, Neza? Something on your mind? Yes, possibly. I would like to take a look at the remains as well.
We saw your battle from here as well. You need not bother with a third attempt. Your servant alone is clearly no match for them.
I'm afraid not, Your Imperial Majesty.
Then we shall provide you with further assistance, although these servants are indeed formidable foes. Another 100 or 200 foot soldiers are unlikely to make much difference. Ah, what of your Zhang Yu?
Lord Zhang Yu? But he's...
Indeed. Even now he remains one of our most helpful retainers. But when it is facing an unknown enemy that he shines But it is when facing an unknown enemy that he shines brightest. It would be a waste to keep him confined to Xianyang under these circumstances, so we shall lend him to you. Make good use of him.
I will, Your Imperial Majesty. Such unexpected delight. You are far too kind.
Still, sending Zhang Yu out to the front line will require some time to prepare. In the meantime, keep a close eye on Chaldea and continue to ensure that they do not attempt to take any action against our empire.
Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. Well, I've never seen Akuta get flustered before. Who knew she had a girlish side to her? That said, I'm surprised you're bringing out Zhang Yu now, Your Imperial Majesty. Don't you think it's time you stop playing around?
What a strange question. Do we appear to be treating this as a game to you, Koyanskaya?
It's Koyanskaya! If you truly see Chaldea as a threat now, the sensible thing to do would be to wipe them out in a single overwhelming strike. And in your case, Your Imperial Majesty, you could accomplish that merely by lifting your little finger.
Yes, we could if we so desired.
And yet you still sent Akuta Hinako out instead. This latest decision may seem like you taking things a little bit more seriously, but you actually have no reason to believe it will be a decisive blow. Be honest, Your Imperial Majesty. You aren't testing Chaldea. You're testing Akuta Hinako, aren't you?
Indeed. We can clearly see that the threat of the Chaldeans pose stems from being backed into a corner, so to speak. What we have yet to see is how Akuta will behave when she believes she has found a means to defeat them.
Still doesn't trust Akuto or me one bit, huh? Well, I guess the king of this Lostbelt wouldn't be a fool, but I can't tell how seriously this whole thing is being taken. It's so much harder to read someone when you can't see their face.
That aside, we underestimated these servants. We thought they would be a little more than ghosts, but it seems they are quite skilled.
Yes, they are. The magecraft they use is very different from the sage arts your empire has cultivated.
So, there is more to using servants than summoning the souls of decorated heroes and commanding them?
The difference between mere necromancy and heroic spirit summoning is that heroic spirits make contracts to serve their masters of their own free will.
So, these dead souls lend their strength in response to the existential threat faced by their world. Would you say that is correct? Korean Chihuahua? Korean Chihuahua.
Yes, exactly, Your Imperial Majesty. And once again, my name is Koyanskaya.
What a horrific proposition. To think your world was so perilous, it could not even let the dead rest in peace. We would never permit such things to exist in our domain. Those who meet glorious ends would never think to threaten the peace of our world.
I'm sure. I doubt something like the Counterforce would ever even take root here.
We dislike the idea of these guests traipsing about with their ghosts doing whatever they please. Fortunately, we have heroes sleeping here who are far more ferocious than these mere ghosts. Is that not correct, Captain of the Guard? Indeed. Your Imperial Majesty, given the potential threat to our nation, I suggest we summon the ones sleeping in Mount Lee. Yes, perhaps you're right. Some basic precautionary measures should suffice. We command that the frozen heroes be awakened. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty.
Oh, does this mean you're finally taking this seriously?
Quartz and bells. Oh, so we're finding a berserker on 3. So we're finding a berserker. Okay, let's see. Oh, I get seeds. I'll switch back. But I might switch out some folks now too. Well, when it comes to doubt, bring the Umu. And who else could be a good fit? Let's bring Seba. Seba. But let us just give her... We're just gonna go Unga Bunga Noble Phantasm. Oh, hey, thanks for more of the bits, David. Bye-bye, happy Thanksgiving, and I'm coming for you, Nox 256. Damn. Alright, thanks for dropping by, David. Aberrant Shadow. Sorry for that. Man, that was a hell of a quarrel. Keep this up, and one of you's gonna end up dead.
A quarrel? I think you misunderstand. We were generally risking our lives.
Huh? Why is that? For that matter, why'd you hit those guys so hard anyway? I mean, I know they started, but still, you guys must really hate each other. Gee, I wonder why. Pardon me, forgive the interruption, but have you ever seen these automata before? Nope, never. What are those things anyway? At first, I was freaking out because I thought you'd kill them. But then I saw they didn't bleed or even when their limbs broke off. So I thought they might be scarecrows, but making scarecrows that complex seems kind of pointless. So I don't know what to think. Come on, what kind of scarecrow would go around picking fights? Good point. Mr. Yusaku, could I have a word with you on the shadow border? Tell me, what do you make of the villagers' reactions? They really took all this in stride. Maybe too much so. Indeed, they seemed to be completely oblivious to the danger. They were far more worked up when they found us trampling their fields. I can understand how they might regard our fight with Akuta as something that doesn't concern them. But the same cannot be said for these mechanical dolls. Akuta Hinaku did not bring these over from proper human history. This technology is foreign to us. What's more, Xian Yan clearly sent them to her to reinforce her. All this leads me to believe these automata are a type of weapon native to this world, and yet the people who live here claim to have never seen them before. So what? Maybe these are just a bunch of backward country bumpkins. Foe! I snuck some weed aboard. You gotta pay foe and kibbles for this. We can assume that Akuta's formed an alliance with this world's ruler, just like we've seen in previous Lostbelts. For the moment, let us further assume this ruler is in fact Qin Shi Huang. If true, it is certainly sensible that he would send these automata to aid her in battle. It then stands to reason that, on seeing us fight their nation's armed forces, these farmers would see us as a threat and treat us accordingly. And yet, that proves not to be the case. I'll take another drink. In which case, I can draw only one conclusion, which is that these villagers are so wholly ignorant of war that they do not even know weaponry. Say what? Is that even possible? It is. However, we all saw that their light or flight reflex tended toward the former on our initial encounter. So while I doubt that this world is completely devoid of danger... Do you hear that rocket outside too? Oh god, they sound giant. Oh my god, they're giant! Ah, it's more of those strange monsters!
Why are you freaking out? Isn't it the supervisor's job to get rid of things like that?
How the hell are we supposed to chase those things away with a stick? Please, travelers, you gotta help us! Indeed, I believe we should lend a helping hand here as well.
Right, moving to intercept hostiles.
Foe, I shall go hide and not make a mess of myself, foe.
視力を尽くしてくるがいい。
見せ場任せるがよい。夏の話題を独り占めだな。
総員突撃準備。
我が劇場のサビにマナーになっていない客よな。
Alright.
劇場は海より見るがよい。これぞお前歌うイルステリア、すなわち撃てー。この奇跡は星のように。
Okay, so these are like the boss zones.
良い演目であった。次の公演も楽しみにするがよい。
Hey.
Those creatures aren't native to this land either. No, they weren't. That was a Jotun, a type of giant we fought in the Scandinavian Lostbelt. Well, this just keeps getting weirder, huh? A few of them are running away, so they're probably got a nest somewhere around here. A nest? Yeah, better track them down and wipe them out, or things are gonna get way worse around here, seeing how this village has shit all for defenses.
Man, you guys are really amazing. I can't believe you took care of those scary monsters just like that. There's nothing I like more than shielding the weak.
I hate to think of us as weak, but I can't blame you. The only way we could have won is with the Heavenly Emperor's divine aid.
I see. Then the reason you supervisors wield weapons is indeed solely to defend the village. That's right. Not that we have a lot to do, of course. Usually, the most we have to worry about is chasing off the odd stray dog or boar. Well, that and helping the occasional drunkard cool off, I guess. What about invasions from foreign countries? Are you not concerned about those? Foreign countries? You know, the places foreigners come from. Remember how the elder used to tell us that he heard there were places other than here when he was just a kid? Just a moment, please. What exactly do you mean when you say foreigners? What do we mean? I'm not sure what to say. We've just heard rumors that they say they look just like us, but they're actually monsters that are scarier than any boar. And that they like to eat our livers instead of our crops. That's why we thought you were going to eat us when you first showed up. Sorry about that. I see. Now I understand. The people of this Lostbelt have no concept of separate nations, or at least their only knowledge is derived from distorted ancient legend and hearsay.
So what? You're saying the probably Kid Empire dominated this entire world? You're kidding! Is it even possible for people to put aside all their ethnic and religious differences to make that happen? So that's why they've never seen soldiers before, let alone war.
That means this world is so perfectly peaceful that not only do people not need to arm themselves, they do not even know what weapons are. This country is the ideal nation made reality. Can you even imagine such a thing? Nope. Terracotta warriors. I have arrived at Mount Lee, Your Imperial Majesty. Which warrior would you like me to unseal? If this were a foreign expedition, it would be no matter if they were somewhat free-spirited. But since this is a domestic matter, we would prefer not to use someone too rambunctious. Then, you're saying we should not evaluate our warrior on combat ability alone? If they were to incite a rebellion, we could not keep an eye on them in Chaldea at the same time. For example, do not even think about releasing anyone like the Taoyuan brothers. They could get carried away and try to take over the empire for themselves. We need a warrior who is not only brave but also kind and modest, one who is fiercely loyal to this empire and its people and who will defend them at all cost. We would like you to choose this warrior, Captain. Me, Your Imperial Majesty? Are you sure you want me to handle such an important task? Why else would we send you, our captain of the guard, all the way to Mount Lee? Surely you are aware that reviving a frozen hero carries some risk? Well, yes, of course. Something could even go wrong with their mind during the unsealing, causing them to fly into a rage. It would be bitterly ironic if we were to release a hero for the purposes of preventing a war, only for them to transform disaster incarnate. So we deemed it prudent to have you present for the... So we deemed it prudent to have you present for the unsealing in the event such a danger did present itself. Do you understand? So you're saying you want me to deal with them in case they happen to go berserk? Indeed. This hero must be strong enough to defeat these heroic spirits from another world. But not so strong that you would be unable to stop them in such an unfortunate situation. With all of these requirements to consider, would you not prefer to choose this hero yourself? I see. Your kind and wisdom humbles me, Your Imperial Majesty.
Frozen heroic spirits! Interesting, I see you have yet another impressive card up your sleeve.
Mount Lee is the jewel of our empire. It is the mausoleum where the brave warriors who once fought by our side now sleep in peace.
True, it's always tricky figuring out what to do with the bridge you use to establish a new regime. Short-sighted, short-tempered rulers tend to go the whole "you have outlived your usefulness" route and just off their servants. But not you, Your Imperial Majesty. How clever of you to literally keep them on ice so that they can be useful to you again.
These warriors deserve to be praised for all eternity for their help in establishing peace. That said, we cannot bestow all of them with the same immortality we possess. While there is little that can be done about the shock they experience whenever they are awakened, see how much has changed. Fighting on new battlefields has become a common enough occurrence for them that they are now accustomed to it. What do you think? Do you not agree it is a much cleaner system than your heroic spirits?
Oh yes, I can't wait to see what happens next. I always love the word freeze.
Hey, we got the quartz. And nuts. I meant what? Okay, we got section 4 and then section 5. This one, it's gonna be all Lancers, so that means we should bring a Saber team. Us. What else was it? Let's bring Mordred too, since Mordred's a part of the posse. Hey, look, father and son, or mother daughter, whatever you want to say, is fighting together. You want to know if there's a place around here known for its cold? Yes, both types of monsters that have been attacking recently hail from frigid climates. It stands to reason, then, that they have fashioned a nest somewhere nearby that is suitably cold. Can you think of any such place? Can't really think of much that's near here.
Maybe he means a place beyond the village border fence? Well, it's hard to say since nobody's ever gone there. Hold on, none of you ever been outside your village? Not even once?
Well,
No, I mean,
no, I mean it's prohibited for one thing.
yeah, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor decreed that we're not supposed to change residences without permission.
Come to think of it, there was that time when around 10 people wandered in after their village had flooded. But even then, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor decides where refugees like that will go, so they never want for anything.
He thought you guys were refugees at first, too.
Then, this is not a village, but a cage. Curse these oppressors! I'm so mad I could dance!
But really, why would you even want to leave the village?
Yeah, we have everything we need right here. Why would we just wander off to some place we don't even know? Are you truly okay with that?
Well, yeah, I've never even thought about going outside the village before. I suppose this is the inevitable result of living in a single place where all one's needs are met.
Hey, mister, have you got a minute? What is it? Well, would you mind if we talked over there?
So, what's this about? Okay, so don't tell the grown-ups about this. But I might know about a cold place nearby.
You do? I know it's wrong to break the rules, but I can't help it. I want to know what it's like outside the village. So sometimes I sneak out to go exploring when everyone else is busy working the fields. I know just how you feel. There's just something enchanting about the outside world. Really? Do you like exploring too, mister?
Yep, I love it.
I knew you would say that, senpai. You always enjoy meeting new people, after all. I see. I guess you and me are a lot alike then. So what can you tell us about this cold place?
Well, I haven't been there in a long time, and I only went once. But I remember there was a dark and chilly spot in the forest not too far from here.
I remember it being really creepy. If I were a monster, I'm sure that's where I would live.
Damn, dude.
Oh, so you found a lead on the Creechat nest, have you? That should be very useful. Well done. This puts Koyanskaya squarely in our sights. I've got you by the tail now, you little minx.
I agree we should take care of this nest sooner rather than later, but what about Akuta? I'm pretty sure she's keeping careful watch of us and just waiting for another chance to attack.
Wasting time in a deadlock with her will not help us. For the time being, we need to focus on any possible lead to bring us within reach of Koyanskaya. If we leave after dark from the opposite side of the village where Akuta attacked, we should be able to sneak out. Someone will need to stay behind to protect the shadow border while we are gone, just in case. Even so, it is worth the risk of dividing our forces to investigate this possible demonic beast nest.
Well, then all we gotta figure out is who stays and who goes. You should be part of the expedition team, Holmes. Appointed a detective holding on the fort, right?
Setting aside for a moment that armchair detectives are, to use the modern parlance, very much a thing I am forced to concur that this investigation must be conducted on site. Very well then, I will go and investigate this nest. Fortunately, my wounds are completely healed now. Mr. Yusaku, I would like you to lead this expedition. Left to my own devices, it is entirely plausible that I may become so engrossed in solving this mystery that I take another tumble over a waterfall.
I'll come along too, Senpai. Please say you'll do it. In that case, why don't you choose the last expedition member, Yusaku? We've sure got no shortage of options. Who do you want to bring?
For investigating, I think Spartacus will stick out like a sore thumb, so I'm gonna have to ask Jinkei. Would you come with us, Jinkei?
Of course. I'm actually quite good at locating things, you know.
But you'll still need to smash any monsters you'll find along the way, won't you? In that case, I shall come along too. I will crush any oppression we find.
Then Mordred and I will hold the fort. If you want, Nessa and me can go squish anyone who says they couldn't take on that cryptor chick while you're out demonic beast hunting. Just focus on keeping the Shadow Borders safe, okay? Please? Yeah, I was kidding. Frickin' fun police over here. Wow, riding around on your shoulders almost feels like flying, Spartacus.
Even familiar scenery can seem completely different when viewed from a new perspective. That small change can help you see things you've never noticed. Sometimes you see beauty and goodness you overlooked. Others you will see evil and cruelty you cannot ignore. It is all part of growing up.
That's a lot of words. I think what Spartacus is trying to say is that you're right to want to see the world outside your village. I am.
You are, my little rebel.
I wish I was as tall as you, Spartacus.
That will come with training. I wasn't much bigger than you when I was your age, you know.
Really? Then I can actually become like you someday, Spartacus?
Of course you can. Anyone can be like me. Life is rebellion against adversity.
I was a little worried about having a child lead the way, but Spartacus is actually pretty good with him. Who'd have thought? He is, yes. And since he's carrying the boy on his shoulders, we're making good time. That said, we can't go too quickly or Yusaku will have trouble keeping up. Don't push yourself too hard, alright, Yusaku? If you get tired, I'll give you a piggyback.
I'll do my best.
I can see more farmland up ahead. Is this a neighboring village? We could save time if we go through it, but I'll get in trouble if someone notices. Maybe we should go around. Hey, do you smell that? Yes, there's a definite scent of blood in the wind.
Ah, yes. I suppose that would make sense. If the monster nest is in fact where the boy is taking us, then we are moving along the same path the monsters themselves did. Any village along the way would surely be subject to these beast depredations.
Boy, go find a safe place to hide and stay there until we get back. We won't be long.
Okay, be careful, alright? This is awful! What a gruesome sight. From the looks of this, I don't think there are any survivors.
Be careful. I can still smell the foul stench of those man-eating beasts.
Yes, they're still close by. They will no doubt have noticed our scent as well.
And there they are. There's a lot of them, too.
Just as well as we do not take care of them now, they will go on to hunt for prey in other villages.
Let's do it. Your orders, please, Master.
And here we go. So anyone still in the chat? How are you? How was your Thanksgiving? And by the way, I forgot to do this earlier, but we have Servant and Rarity Command. I'm a 2-star shielder. Damn, I'm budget mash. And then Saber Face. Hey, I got Ultra right here in the front one. Round Table. Hey, I got Lancelot. Alright.
それがお任せよ。この明かりは私の希望。地を照らす命の証。決着をつけるぞ。エクスカリバー。逃がしはしない。
こういうのどうだ？つまり連中だな。他にやることないの？こういうのどうだ？
I have more to take care of
そうだよ。 任せな。お任せよ。我は王にあらず、その後ろを歩むの。クラレントブラストアース。まあ災難だったと諦めな。
Hostiles eliminated. The battle is over. Now these people can rest in peace. I'd like to think they can, at least.
What is it, Sir Detective? Have you noticed something?
Master Yusaku, how did this latest battle feel to you?
I thought I saw some weird tattoos on those screen chat.
Yes, those markings were so odd that I can't form a clear picture of them in my mind, but I did see them.
Pay those no mind. Their behavior is what concerns me. In particular, the fact that they were clearly trained for combat.
And not combat with other animals, but with humans.
Their loss of strength is almost certainly due to change environment. For creatures accustomed to cold, even this weather must seem oppressively hot. Still, they were working as a team, not like a pack of wild animals either, but a trained unit.
And someone had to have gone to the trouble to train them.
It's early yet to be certain, but yes, it does seem very likely.
Do you think Koyan Sky is behind this?
If she is, that would raise its own questions, namely, when did she have time to do so? The answer will surely become apparent in time. Fortunately, they left footprints we can follow.
Good point. At least we know we're going in the right direction.
I'll go get the boy. Meet us outside the village. No one so young should have to see something like this. Sorry, just gonna stretch for a bit.
I didn't know Spartacus was so kind. He might not look it, but his purpose is always to protect the weak. Once he believes someone needs protecting, he will do anything to keep them safe. Of course, that often ends up in sacrificing anyone and everyone to do so.
Anyone and everyone.
I guess that's a berserker for you. They're nothing if not committed.
Oh, this one's gonna be a long one. Alright, so give me one moment though, I will be right back. Before I go get another drink, let me okay, now I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. To victory! Hey, this looks like the forest in Babylonia.
It's just up ahead. There's this huge hole in the ground you can use to get inside.
I see. So they have taken up residence in a cave.
It's really cold and dark inside. I got scared, so I didn't get very far in before I turned back. It seemed like it was really deep, though, but it was echoing like crazy. That does sound like it would work as a good home for monsters who prefer the cold. Forget sounds like we're obviously in the right place.
I see. We're surrounded. How exciting!
I'm so sorry, I should have been more alert. Well, you are an absolutely superlative navigator before returning to the front lines, Miss Light. I cannot blame Mr. Yusaku for relaxing his guard now that you are back at his side once more. Aren't you guys scared? Oh, don't worry, this journey would have ended ages ago if everyone here couldn't crack a joke in the face of mortal peril.
This is a short part. Oh man, I really enjoy doing these stories though. It's so much
愚
fun.
かな具体的にどこがと言われると困りますが愚か見せ場だ任せるがよい
Oh well, let's kill him.
オリンピアプラウ我がマナーになっていない客よな
Do it, Nero. Umu them to death.
劇場は海より見るがよいこれぞ誉れ歌うイルステリアすなわち我がオーバー劇場である
Sorry about that.
Too だな。他にやることないの？じゃあこういうのどうだ？つまり中だな。他にやることないの？
準備はよいマナーになっていない客よな劇場は海より見るがよいこれぞ誉れ歌うイルステリアすなわち我がオーバー劇場である良い演目であった次の公演も楽しみにするがよい
Give me a sec, folks. Ha! Too easy!
This is so strange. I thought the Kreechat and Giants would be living in different places.
Indeed, Kreechat destroyed that village, but we followed their tracks only to find giants. Now I wonder what we will find in that cave. There's only one way to find out. Just standing here thinking won't get you any answers, Sir Detective.
What about the boy? Don't you think it's too dangerous to bring him in there with us?
Be that as it may, we cannot let him return on his own either. There's no telling how many demonic beasts could be lurking nearby.
Then we need someone to stay here and guard him. No, you can't do that. You all need to stick together if you're gonna fight those monsters. Take me with you. I'm sure I'll be safe as long as I stay close to Yusaku. Guess that makes sense, yeah.
I'm proud of you, boy. You have spirit embracing adversity like this. You have faced the fears of oppressing you. You have faced the fears oppressing you and rebelled against them. Come with us. I will be your shield and guide, and sing a song of triumph in your honor. Indeed, we are not called heroic spirits for nothing. I promise we will not let your bravery go to waste. Oh man. That was a short arrow segment. But hey, we got another one done. And we're gonna keep on going. The Icy Cave. This time we were fighting berserkers and lancers, so let's saber it up. Let's tee it up, Saber. Tee it up, Saber. Let's see. Maybe we can take some different sabers along. We'll probably still want to take. Huh. You know what? Let's bring Arthur. Because why not? Right? Here we go. Well, this answers one question. Take a look. Over here we have giant trucks, and over here we have Kreechat dung.
Does that mean they've been living here together?
Much as I would like to laugh the notion off, we have seen ample evidence of their cohabitation. These demonic beasts have been quite thoroughly altered. So much so that they have begun sharing their territory with altogether different species.
So someone's been going around domesticating the same beasts that led to their Lostbelts getting pruned away. Pretty horrible hobby.
And of course, there's a yet more significant question. To what end?
Maybe they don't have an end in mind. You said this Koyan Sky went around other Lostbelts tormenting innocent people for kicks, right? Maybe releasing man-eating beasts into peaceful agricultural villages with no defenses is just one more of that. Uh-oh, I think they spotted us. Preparing for combat.
Wow, we're really getting through this one. I like it. Though I do love the story too. But damn, we getting stuff done here.
さあ始めようか。
Let's see. Let it rip, Mordred.
およっしゃ。我は王にあらずその後ろを歩む。クラレントブラストアーサー。
This looks like a job for Arthur.
そうだよ。
こういうのどうだ。つまり連中だな。他にやることないの？じゃあこういうのどうだ。やってみるさ。多少加減はすべきかな。
Alright, let it rip, Arthur.
イエス、そうだね。君の言葉通りに。シール13デシジョンスタート。これは世界を救う戦いである。
少女。
Alright, here we go.
任せな。
了解。
我は王にあらずその後ろを歩む。クラレントブラストアーサー。
これでも勝ちは勝ちだよな。
Hey. 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 Alright. Let's pick this up here.
鳥の市という行事があるそうで。先輩、いつからそこに？
I listened to the whole thing, Mash. Okay, we're still fighting Berserkers and Lancers, so I think I can stay with a similar team. Hey, Crowbar, how's it going? Yes, technically, yes, good morning, but it's like almost 2 a.m. my area, though, so... How was your Thanksgiving? Let's see. The much just chilled. Let me use the Umu.
Damn, it's not easy fighting so many of them at once. And they just keep coming.
Well, our initial goal was to exterminate the creature, so this was more or less inevitable.
Take care of the boys, Spartacus.
No problem. Wow, more short segments. I'm liking this. So yeah, I think since we're finishing this fourth section fast, we're gonna do the section 5 and then call it a stream. And then I think the next one we're gonna have Hana take over at the helm, assuming that she's gonna be caught up by then.
戦闘か。なるべく避けたいところだけど仕方ないな。
Let's have Mordred take him out first.
よしぶっ殺す。あ、見ているがよい。これこそは我が父を滅ぼす邪剣クラレントブラストー
Interesting.
そうだよ。
こういうのどうだ。通なの中だな。他にやることないの？じゃあこういうのどうだ。ぶっ込みいくぞ。任せな。よーいドーン。これこそは我が父を滅ぼす邪剣クラレントブラストー
Interesting.
応援感謝だ。号砲を上げよ。フィナーレの始まりだ。お、任せな。
Played through quite a bit yesterday while I could. Oh, nice. You got section 13. Damn. Yeah, I just started as soon as I got off, as soon as I got home from my Thanksgiving dinner. So, and then there was one.
行くぞ。
よーいドーン。
あ、
1位はもらった。
罠だ。罠だ。
トーン。
He really does not like Waver.
1位はもらった。よっしゃ。ファイトー。黙れ。どうしたどうした。
Now what did Umu do to you?
よーい1位はもらった。よっしゃ。ファイトー。黙れ。
Hey Zero, how's it going?
これでも勝ちは勝ちだよな。うん。
They're retreating? That can't be right. There must be more to this.
I agree. In fact, their whole style of combat was odd. Yes, this goes well beyond sharing territory. They're even fighting as a team.
We can now be certain beyond any doubt that someone is controlling them.
And do you think we'll find Koi and Skya further inside this cave?
I do not imagine we will be quite so fortunate, but we should go to meet whoever called them off.
Once we've taken them out, that should stop these monsters from attacking other villages.
Do you mind if we continue onward, little rebel?
Okay, you'll keep me safe, right, Spartacus?
Of course I will. As long as you're prepared to face your fears, nothing can stop me.
Okay, that's the end of that section. Well, not section. Segment. Okay. Whew. Last mark. So we got some assassins again. Back to caster team. Alright, playing through Lostbelt 3. I've so far gone up to section 6. Ah, so you're just a little bit ahead of me over here, though. So it's, yeah. Let's bring Sieg into it.
The Ordinex's sensors are picking up an impossible amount of magical energy up ahead.
Don't tell me it's the Diavoltron.
No, far stronger. And unless my instruments are completely broken, there are two of them. Does that mean we finally found the boss? I'm not sure. Their spirit origin patterns tell me they must be demonic beasts. What's more, they're almost identical to the data from the Diavoltrons and fire giants we fought before. But the sheer amount of magical energy they possess is insane, and on top of that, the reading's still going up.
Hold it. Do you hear that? What an awful sound.
You think those monsters we fought earlier came here to feed?
Just so I'm certain I understand, Miss Kyrie, you said the Ortonex's sensors picked up 2 signals?
Yes, that's right.
If there are only 2, then where did all the other demonic beasts go?
Ugh, it reeks in here. I can't believe these things.
Indeed, they are eating their own kind. Cannibalism.
The Diavoltron is eating the Creechat, and the Moosebelt's eating the other giants.
There's ample precedent for cannibalism in the natural world, but we certainly never saw this happening in either Russia or Scandinavia. Furthermore, if this is the source of the increased magical energy you notice, then these are no ordinary predators. To gain the strength of those they consume this quickly, they would have to be soul eaters.
Then they had the ones we were fighting retreat so that...
Yes, most likely it was to make these 2 more powerful for the final battle. Though it remains unclear whether these 2 gave the order to retreat themselves, or if there were those who retreated did so of their own accord. Roar.
Looks like they're done with their meal, and they're looking at us like we're dessert.
This bloodlust reminds me of the demonic beast we fought in Uruk.
I thought so too, Master. These demonic beasts must really hate humans. I'm not sure about the significance of that, but we can worry about it later. Right now, it's time to get rid of these demonic beasts once and for all. Your orders, please, Master.
Alrighty. Yeah, you do have markings.
ように見惚れたか。この正直もナイスバディ。
追加に準
Oh, they're
見せ
pretty
場だ。任せるがよい。
pretty beefy.
おりマナーになっていない客よな。劇場は海より見るがよい。これぞ誉れ歌うイルステリア、すなわち炎オーバーミッションである。そこを動くな。そこだ。何をする。夏の話題を独り占めだな。
つまり連中だな。他にやることないの？じゃあこういうのどうだ？つまり連中だな。他にやることないの？
オリンピックマナきらめくぞ。
Alright, here we go.
劇場は海より見るがよい。これぞ誉れ歌うイルステリア、すなわち炎
Take him out. Hopefully.
大輪の花と散れ。この奇跡は星のように。
That takes care of that one.
シトラセキュー追加に準備
Alright, see, do your
正解
thing.
よ。ああ、なるほど。転身開始。彼方への巡礼を。我が身は天の杯を抱えて飛ぶ邪竜なり万物誘拐赤広がアルグリーゼ。彼の力を借りているおかげだ。卑怯な気がするがマスターのためだからな。
Yeah, did it in 3 turns too.
Both hostiles are down. There are no other threats here. I guess that's that then.
I'm afraid not, given that we are still no closer to fighting Koyanskaya. I believed it was possible that she may be the one training the demonic beast, but the evidence is as yet inconclusive. I never thought I would see demonic beasts cooperating like this.
Yeah, I was so sure we would find Koyanskaya here controlling them.
But they wouldn't be here at all if she hadn't brought them, right? I believe that is a safe assumption given the lack of alternate suspects. But we still don't know why she set them free after doing so.
Huh? What do you mean?
Take a look at these piles of bones, Miss Kyriadlight. These beasts have been devouring their kin ever since well before today. They've been sending the runs of the litter out, so to speak. Oh god. They have been sending the runs of the litter, so to speak, out to hunt, and stealing their magical energy for themselves. As psychologists go, it resembles the dead apostles.
No ordinary species would depend on such a twisted survival strategy. These beasts had no other choice. They desperately needed to find a way to survive after being completely cut off from their proper habitat. I don't remember the Jotnar or creature being able to directly convert their prey into magical energy before. They may have been forced to learn the ability to cope with massive change in environment, or perhaps Koi and Sky gave it as another form of enhancement. If that is so, then the larger question remains, why would she go to all that trouble just to have them fend for themselves now? What a strange woman. I honestly have no idea what she could be thinking. I was hoping to find evidence of her motives, but unfortunately the trail has gone cold once again. I can only surmise she has her own reasons for traveling between Lostbelts. Oh, excuse me. And the burp. A formidable foe.
Are you alright, boy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just over here watching anyway. You guys really are strong. I was so scared I couldn't even speak. I'm sorry I wasn't more helpful.
Standing your ground and watching over others is a show of your strength and bravery on its own, boy. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
But thanks. GK, what are you doing? Well, you guys said these things could be brewed into decent booze, right? I'm not usually one for cutting up monster corpses, but if there's a booze to be found, is this it?
I see. The secretory glands. Yes, as long as you can preserve them properly, I imagine Da Vinci could make whatever is within drinkable. We certainly did plenty of toxin extraction in Russia, after all. I must say, though, between you and that servant who drinks everything in sight, I confess I struggle to understand. How can you still be hungry after seeing that? It doesn't matter what it used to look like, Sir Detective. There are a few things sweeter to a warrior than a victory toast.
This way we'll also have a nice souvenir to bring back to the village. Of course, neither Senpai nor I are of drinking age, but that aside.
Oh, Mash. I'm afraid I'm of drinking age.
And you are too.
Come on, let's go back. Alright. So that's the end of section 4. Hey, Giant's Ring. Okay, so section 5 is only one segment, so it's gonna be pretty long, I assume. But once we finish this one, then we'll probably end the stream and recording here somewhere. Alright, start the quest. Section 5, the White Cavalry Heroine, the best in the land.
Amidst the flowers, a jug of wine. I pour alone, lacking companionship. So raising the cup, I invite the moon, then turn to my shadow, which makes the three of us.
Okay, I think she was singing, but I can't really sing right now. Wow, lady, you've got a beautiful voice.
What does that mean? Well, it means if you're ever drinking by yourself among flowers, you can still have some companionship if you toast to the moon in your shadow. You know how when you're out taking a walk at night, and you look up to see the moon and find yourself craving a drink. Don't you think it makes the alcohol all the sweeter? I never had alcohol before, but I do like the moon. It's pretty.
No, do not give child booze. I know what you mean. It's hard to put into words, but there's just something mysterious about it. So what, you always go drink in the flower fields like that whenever the moon's out?
Not me, silly. There was a man named Lee Bai. Not to say I don't follow his lead now and then.
Wait, you said this Lee Bai guy was doing his moon gazing alone, right? So how'd you hear what he said? Were you spying on him or something?
No, of course he was alone. I just learned how he drank and how he felt in that moonlit flower field later on, through his poem.
Oh, so this Lee Bai guy told you about it later then?
No, I never met him. I read his poem well after he first wrote it down and many others had copied it.
Wrote down?
Yes, writing. You know, it uses symbols to convey language. It lets you record your own thoughts, ideas, and experience for others to read, even if they lived long after you died. That sounds awesome! I want to try that! That's great. There are a ton of characters, but it's not so bad if you just learn a few at a time. I know, I always start with something simple, like the ones for father and mother. Father? Mother? What's that? I'm sorry, does he not have parents?
Parents? What are those? What are those? I think she probably means whose womb he was born from. Oh my god, these poor souls. I can figure out when I was born by counting backwards, but I don't know who might have been pregnant the year before.
So you just banged these ladies and left? Damn, man. You guys are hardcore.
Yeah, how the hell are we supposed to remember something like that? Can't even remember the ladies that banged.
Then who raises the children?
We all do. When the kids have questions, whoever's free teaches them to till the fields. How lucky we are to have the Heavenly Emperor watching over us. Oh, and someone teaches them how babies are made, and when they're old enough.
I see, so that's how things work here.
Okay, at least they have some kind of rule in place.
Well, there are characters for everything, including things you see every day. So why don't we start with the ones for light and earth? Okay.
Oh, how tragic. This world's people have had their minds shackled and are forced to live as slaves under the yoke of illiteracy.
This is oppression. It is information warfare
Of a wholly different kind. I will do whatever I must to throw off these chains. So, Spartacus can read, huh? That is interesting.
It must be nice being a servant and never having to worry about anything. Never mind that excessively empathizing with these people tightens the noose around our own necks. This is a Lostbelt. We need to defeat its cryptor, chop down its tree of emptiness, and cut off its future by sending it back to the pruning theoretical phenomenon. If all this will only leave you feeling guilty when it comes time for that, then you're better off not showing these people any kindness at all. Now, if you don't care about any of that and simply enjoy meeting new people, then knock yourself out. But I'm not so simple-minded. I'm well aware there's only so much stress I could take. You're wrong, oppressor who has never known oppression. What was that? Vanquishing an opponent after you help to keep them weak is only another form of oppression. People deserve freedom.
Spartacus?
It is only when they have fangs with which to fight and hope for the future that competition may begin. I am, of course, Yusaku's servant. As such, I will do everything I can to fight for proper human history. That will never change. But as a man who honors people's pride, I must also say this. We cannot just assume proper human history is the only one that deserves to survive. Have you lost your mind, man? No way. You're a berserker. This must be your madness enhancement speaking.
Easy there. Don't let him get to you. He's just all fired up after seeing how cowardly all these people are. He might be talking more than usual, but he's still just saying the same shit he always does. Berserkers can't understand him, can't change him.
Humans must ever move forward in search of a better future. Master Yusaku, you have yet to become an oppressor. Pay close attention to this world and how its people live their lives. You must see for yourself whether it is they or we who are fit to inherit humanity's future. Just as we now fight against our destruction, so too should they have the fangs and claws of their own with which to rage against destiny's oppression. For justice can only be attained when two opposing rebellions clash. So you think we should step aside for them? The coming battle will determine that. Once it has, that is when I will take up my sword in rebellion. But if it happens that true human dignity is to be found here in this Lostbelt, then I shall bend my knee in service to China. Well, fuck. Should that come to pass, the souls of those here must not still be bound by the chains of oppression. If they are to inherit the hopes and dreams of our proper human history, we must teach them about our poetry and our feelings. So please, do not admonish Jinkei for her actions. While I cannot agree with everything Spartacus has said here, there is certainly no harm in being on good terms with the locals. I cannot imagine Miss Jinkei could merely stand idly by either. Seeing these people toil away in illiteracy under Qin Shi Huang's rule cannot have sat well with her. Why not let her help them if she so wishes? She seems a lot happier that way too. Foe! I have tasted Chinese food, foe. It is delicious, and it requires more MSG, foe. Madness and handsome or not, it seems you are still a heroic spirit and not shy about sharing your opinions either. You know, I once looked up to the indomitable gladiator Spartacus myself, back when I was a lad, but never mind that. I can't help but notice it's been 2 days since we got here and we're no closer to finding an antidote. But we still got time, right? Right? Well, As you requested, Your Imperial Majesty, I have determined who I think to be our best 2 warriors and brought them back to from Mount Lee. I see. Well done, Captain. I'm gonna need this for a screenshot though. Okay. The first is Qin Lang Yu, the fearsome general who hails from the Chongqing of Sichuan. Ah yes, the woman who commands the White Cavalry. Oh hey, it's that one that got so many fan art of her butt. Aside from Bradamante though, but she's also got them from her form-fitting attire.
It is a great honor to serve as your spear and shield again, Your Imperial Majesty.
We still have such vivid recollections of how gallantly you fought in the Bozho Rebellion. We can think of none better than you to fight in defense of our empire.
You are too kind, Your Imperial Majesty. Now that I've been reawakened after such a long time sleeping, I can ask nothing better than to help uphold your reign for another 10,000 years.
Excellent. We will hold you to that. Our empire faces an unprecedented threat. Use your mastery of the Ash Spear to disperse the clouds looming over our land.
I will, Your Imperial Majesty.
Next, I brought you a strategist. I gave it a lot of thought and decided to go with your most loyal retainer, the one who has served you longer than anyone else.
Hello again, Your Imperial Majesty. It's me, Han Skin, your faithful right-hand man.
What the fuck is that thing? Looks like a fucking otaku. Oh, our most distinguished Han Sing. We may have many heroes here at our disposal at Mount Lee, but few who know us before we obtained this holy vessel. You are a living witness to Qin's military history.
So, I guess you woke me up to fight another war? Where are we invading this time?
The desert? The ocean? No, wait. Don't tell me the moon. No, our war of conquest is long since complete. Your leadership in the Arctic War was crucial to defeating the Aztec Republic. And our last great enemy, the Habsburg Empire, succumbed to economic sanctions. The world has long been at peace. Aww. I mean, that's wonderful to hear, Your Imperial Majesty. Who doesn't love peace? Still, a peaceful world is like a tidy room. It's bound to get dusty eventually. Indeed. So I'm counting on you to handle the cleanup once again. But by the way, how's science progressed since the last time I was awake? Any new weapons I should know about? Yes. With the exception of our royal guards and the supervisors defending the fields, we have retired most of our flesh and blood soldiers. The bulk of our army is now comprised of automated mechanical soldiers.
Mechanical soldiers? This is huge! We won't have to keep them fed or rested, and if one breaks, we can just repair it and send it back to the field. Ooh, this changes everything. The possibilities are endless. New strategies, new tactics. That's enough to make my head spin.
Hansen, while you are much too unusual to be called a genius, tactical or otherwise, we have nothing but respect for your talent. Make full use of your strategic cunning, and return with another victory to your name.
Ah, thank you, Your Imperial Majesty. You are too kind. Oh my, his expressions are just as unique as the rumor suggested. No wonder Lord Hansen is such a decorated general.
Wonderful. With these two, the Empire's defenses should be airtight.
Really?
Huh, that's not that long. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, got something in my throat here. But with that being said, I believe we are going to end here. So the next time we continue this, I don't know how many sections Hana intends to do next time when she takes over this part though, but I'll discuss it with her whenever we get a chance though, and then we'll just kind of put in the announcements though. But for now, I want to thank you guys who are watching this, and for those of you on YouTube though, watching this though, I want to say Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had enjoyed one. Because at the time, like I said, at the time of this recording, it was still Thanksgiving though, and well, it's kind of 2 a.m. in the morning now too. So that's you know, whatever. But I had a good Thanksgiving, and I'm really enjoying this segment though. It's unique. I wouldn't say it's on par with like. So far, it's not on par with like Lostbelt 1, but it has its very own unique turn of events in here though too, and I'm really liking how things are flowing here too. So with that being said, for those of you watching on YouTube and of course Twitch as well, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys again next time. Alright, take care!